Okay, I've had this question, and I thought that it would be worthwhile going over at least part A so that you guys can see exactly what they're talking about here. Um, it seems like it's really, really confusing just because of this notation right here. But what they're saying is you can approximate the value of, in e to x. Any x value might be e to the 12th power or e to the 7.32 power, just e to some power by using this formula. Now, this says it's approximately the sum of, which means we're going to add up everything, starting with 0 and ending with some number, of x, which is this same x value here, the exponent on the e, to the k, which remember your k value, you're starting with 0 and going up to some number, over k factorial. Now, in this problem it says approximate e to the 1.8 with n equals 4. Now this e to the 1.8, that means that that is your x value. So when we plug it into this formula here, we're going to sum up all of these things where we take 1.8 to some exponent starting at 0 and then dividing by that exponent factorial. We're going to start at 0 and we're going to go up to some n value, which in this case is 4. So if I were to write that out, that would be 1.8 to the 0 power, because we start with 0, over 0 factorial. Then we add to that, because we're summing this up, 1.8 to the first power over 1 factorial, plus 1.8 to the second power over 2 factorial, plus 1.8 to the third power over 3 factorial, plus 1.8 to the fourth power over 4 factorial. Now, when we add all of these up, this is going to be our approximation of e to the 1.8 power. So we just need to simplify each one of these. 1.8 to the 0 power is 1 over 0 factorial is by definition 1. So this would be a 1 plus 1.8 to the first power is 1.8 over 1 factorial is 1. So that would be plus 1.8. Then we would have plus 1.8 squared is 3.24 over 2 factorial, which would be 2 times 1, which is 2. And 3.24 divided by 2 is 1.62. Plus 1.8 cubed is 5.832 over 3 factorial, which would be 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6. So 5.832 divided by 6 is 0.972. Plus 1.8 to the fourth power is 10.4976 over 4 factorial. Well, 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which would be 24. So when we divide that, that should be 0.4374. Now, we're supposed to be summing all these up, so whenever I sum all these numbers up, I get 5.8294. Now, because they said to round to 8 decimal places, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places, so we need to add 4 more zeros to make it 8 decimal places. Now you're going to repeat this they're going to ask you parts A through D. So they're going to have you do this again using several different n values. So you're going to repeat this process each time, just stopping at a different n. And then if I remember this problem correctly, at the end they're going to ask you how many iterations or what should your n be in order to get a particular number. And for that you'll just have to play guess and check. Try an n of 8, an n of 9, an n of 10 to see what gets you closest to that correct answer.